Israel has intensified its military campaign in Lebanon, pounding the southern suburbs of Beirut as the militant group Hezbollah launched rockets and missiles towards northern Israel in a fresh operation. The latest exchanges came as Lebanon's death toll climbed past 630.
Israel struck the heart of the capital for a second time since Lebanon became a front in the wider conflict roiling the Middle East. Israel had maintained strikes in Lebanon even before the current war, despite a 2024 ceasefire with the Iran-backed Hezbollah, but has since expanded its campaign with air raids across the country and ground troop deployments into border areas. Lebanese authorities said the offensive has killed 634 people, including 91 children. Journalists reported hearing blasts across Beirut, while video footage showed large explosions and thick smoke rising over the southern suburbs. Lebanon's state-run national news agency said the area was hit by a series of heavy strikes. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump said the United States must quote-unquote finish the job in Iran, hours after suggesting the war could soon end because Washington had run out of targets. The U.S. president also said American forces had struck 28 Iranian vessels used for laying naval mines as Tehran attempted to choke off the vital Strait of Hormuz to oil traffic, a day after U.S. military reported that 16 such boats had been destroyed. Iran responded by warning it could wage a prolonged war against the United States and Israel that would destroy the world economy, even as Trump vowed to press ahead. The statement from Tehran came as fighting around the strategic Strait of Hormuz, a waterway that carries about one-fifth of the world's oil, sent shockwaves through energy markets. Governments began releasing emergency reserves and drawing on stockpiles as Iranian missile and drone attacks nearly halted shipping through the strait. With the conflict entering its 13th day, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps warned it would target economic centers and banks linked to the U.S. and Israeli interests. The group also insisted Tehran retained full control over strategic waterway, saying Iran's armed forces were not neglecting their duties for even a moment. The United Nations Security Council, meanwhile, passed a resolution demanding that Iran immediately halted attacks on Gulf states, saying they violated international law and pose a serious threat to international peace and security. The resolution, adopted with 13 votes in favor and 2 abstentions, called for the immediate cessation of all attacks by Iran against Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and Jordan. Iran rejected the resolution. Tehran's ambassador to the UN, Amir Saeed Iravani, condemned the move as politically motivated. Iravani told the Council, "Today's action represents a blatant misuse of Security Council mandate in pursuit of political agendas of certain members, accusing them of supporting what he called a brutal war of aggression against Iran." Elsewhere, hundreds of Iranians attended the funeral procession for victims of U.S.-Israeli airstrikes, including Mohammad Pakpour, a commander in the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. The corps, created after the Iranian Revolution to protect the country's critical leadership, has grown into a powerful force with influence in politics and business across Iran's sanctions-hit economy. The corps answers directly to Iran's supreme leader and maintains its own ground, naval, and air forces. Amid fears of a prolonged energy shock, the International Energy Agency has announced that its member countries would release 400 million barrels of oil from strategic reserves to cushion the impact of the war, its largest coordinated release ever. The move marked its 6th intervention since it was created after the 1973 oil crisis to coordinate responses to major supply disruptions.